In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Photopea to accomplish the tasks given to you on week 10. Let's start with creating a flyer. I have some samples in the course, but these are for Photoshop. They might be a little bit large for Photopea. If you are able to open them in Photopea and check them out, by all means do. In this video though, I want to show you how to create a poster quickly in Photopea and not waste too much time. We can get the same results or similar results anyway using Photopea. So what you're supposed to do is, I do have a template here. Don't worry too much about that. I tried to load it on Chromebook and my connection was not the best. So let's just create a new one rather than dealing with the issues that may arise. We can still do the same thing. You will create a flyer of your choice. You can look at the options below if you want, just for ideas. Use text and images to create the flyer, and I'll show you how to do that. Use color or images to create a background for the flyer. We can definitely do that with Photopea. And make sure the flyer is 8.5 by 11 inches. That's letter size at 100 dpi. I do have this template that's attached here. Like I said, don't worry about it. I'll show you how to create a new one. And then submit the file. And please let me know if you have issues saving the file. In your Chromebooks, make sure that whenever you complete a project that you save it to your Google Drive so that it's there waiting for you when you need it. So let's get started. I'm going to go to Photopea, photopea.com, and create a new document. Go to File, Menu, and say New. And I've already tried this before, so I called it My Poster. You can call it something else. You can call it, this is going to be about COVID, the one that I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to call it COVID Poster. The width and height, etc., you could type in 8.5 inches by 11 inches, and then 100 dpi. But let's pick from below. You have social, print, and print. Pick letter. Letter will put in 8.5 inches by 11 inches. The DPI starts at 300 because that's a good size to have. But to save time and memory, let's change that to 100 dpi. The background is white and that'll work fine. I'm going to click Create, and now I have my sheet of paper. So let's start out I did a search on steps to combat the COVID-19 virus. So this is just some text that's already here. So let's I'm going to sort of mimic what this is a little bit. I'm gonna go look for my own stop. There it says stop with the hand. I'm going to click a new tab to search an image of a stop sign. So I'm gonna say stop sign, and I'll add the word free because I don't want to end up with something I need to pay. So this stop is very familiar, or at least very similar to the one we just saw. So there it is on the side, and this actually is not necessarily free because I can tell because it's got watermarks on it. How about this one? Okay, so this one's got no watermarks. And if I click it, maybe it'll give me another version. How about I right click here and say to copy the image. I copy the image and I go to Photopea and I'm going to paste it. Edit, paste. And it shows up, and there's my stop sign. And I'm going to move it somewhere to the middle, and I'll zoom in. I'll press Ctrl+ to zoom in a little bit. So now I have the stop sign on top. This is not necessarily transparent, so I can work on the transparency because I'm going to put in a background. Let me see, how do I do this in Photopea? Maybe I have an object selection. I have a magic wand. Great. Magic wand. I can then click on the white area and then press the backspace to erase it. So now my transparency is respected. I'm going to go and turn on the background again. I want to deselect this. If I go to select and deselect, and with the move tool I can move this around. I can actually make this smaller. I'm pressing the shift key so that it's the same size. And I'll put it on top somewhere here. Double click to accept. Oh, my transform controls were turned on. That's why I had the anchors. If you were not able to change the size of your logo, whatever it may be. Like I said, you don't have to do this poster. You can do whatever poster you'd like with the information that you'd like. Maybe it's a stay out of my room poster, or maybe it's how to play a video game. Don't write a lot of stuff. This is we're doing this for speed rather than multi-quality. So okay, so this is fine. Transform controls can be turned on and off there, and that's what gets you the anchors there. I'm gonna go look for a background. I want to see if I can do like an image of virus background, and see what the images are. And yes, that's actually something that I was thinking about, something like this. Hopefully it's not too big. I'm gonna click on this. That's pretty huge, but let's open it anyway. And so there it is. This is not free either. That's why it's got all the watermarks, but maybe one of these others can work if I just copy. Regular I wouldn't copy, just copy the image, but trying to avoid having to pay. So, and now that I say that out loud, of course, I will give you this link on your assignment. You should go to pixabay.com, where these are free images to use. I'm going to do a search here for virus, and these are free to use, and they're pretty good too. So I'm going to use this one maybe. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to copy this. Like I said, I regularly would get the larger one, but I want to do this quickly and using limited resources. So I right click and copied. I'm going to go back to Photopea. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the background because I want it to be between the background and my logo here, which I think I can rename this here. Well, I'll worry about that later. I'll paste by edit paste, and that image that I copied is here now. Now it's a little bit small, so I'm going to press Control minus to zoom out, but I can also press the transform controls, which will allow me to rotate this. If I press the shift key, it'll lock into the angles that I need, and then I'll spread this out a little bit more, like a lot more, like up to here. Double click to accept that, turn off the transform controls, and it's great, it's fine, except this may be a little bit too dark. So I'm going to change the opacity in that layer to something like 30%, and then it's in the background, but it's not so intrusive. Okay, so I have a layer 1, which is actually my my logo that says stop, and then I have my layer 2, which is my new background. The background is the original background, it's white, and I'll leave it there so that it's not translucent all the time. So now, because this is a poster, an informational poster, let's try to get some of the information that I found. Whatever your information is, you can either type it in or copy and paste it. So the message here is stay home, save lives. I'm going to go back to Photopea. I'm going to use my text tool and just click somewhere. And it's using Deja Vu, and that's fine for font to begin with. I said stay home, stay alive, save lives, so I'm going to type that in. Stay home, period, enter, save lives, period. Press Control A to select the whole thing, and I'm going to center it. I'm going to change the size to something more legible, a lot larger. And so that Deja Vu Sans is a nice font and everything, but I wanted something with more impact. So I'm going to click on the down arrow here on the caret and see what else we got. This destroy here, suddenly I like it. And I'm going to select it, it's going to load it, and I'm going to make it red. Your text color is up here. So I'm going to select the red and click OK. I'm going to press the move tool and move this up. So stay home, save lives. Zoom in a little bit. So my poster is beginning to take shape. I'm going to need some of the rest, actually the rest of the text, because although I am fairly aware of what this is all about, I couldn't tell you 100% what it says. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to copy that text. And then over here, using the text tool again, I'm going to click and drag across to make a text box. And then that way when I paste, right click paste or Control V, hopefully, edit, paste. It's not liking it. Let me try copying it again. Copy, and then paste, right click. No, it's not liking it. So I'm not having luck with that. I'm going to delete that layer and try again with the text. And okay, so I don't know why I didn't like it before, but I'm going to try again. I'm going to delete this layer because it doesn't say anything. I'm going to try to draw the box before, like I did before, press Control V. So I just wasn't lucky the first time, so I see that there could be problems. Just try again until something happens. Let's see, I'm going to change from destroyed to something more legible, because now it's the important thing is that you're trying to present this information, so it needs to be legible. People need to be able to read it. And let's see, how about this crimson text? It's kind of loaded, and I don't know that I like it like that to the center. I'm going to do it so that it's aligned to the left, and I'm going to change the text color from red to black. I can just click on this icon and change it to black. So I have stay home as much as you can, keep a safe distance, wash your hands often, and I'm just gonna change here some of the spacing that didn't necessarily come too well. So I'll add the periods, 1 period, stay home, 2 period, 3 dot, 4 dot, etc. So it reads a little bit better. Okay, so I have stay home as much, and this, I'm going to try to change this from regular, see if it's got a bold. And it loads it, so it's a little bit better, more legible to read. Change it from regular to bold. When it comes to those words, cover your cough, sick, question mark, call ahead. I hope that you're all healthy. I hope that you're all doing well, able to stay at home. Hope that you're able to follow my lessons and that your computer works okay. If you're having issues with any of your equipment, any of the class materials, please let me know. Stay home as much as you can. I'm going to sort of fake this. I'm going to press spacebar here. And now I have a little poster that says stay home, save lives. And there's other things that I could do. I could pick another background. I could maybe darken some areas. I could, and by that I mean, I haven't tried this in Photopea. If this were Photoshop, I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to look for a brush. Is this the brush tool? Yes. And my brush, I'm going to change this to something that's kind of fluffy there. The hardness is at 0. And the size will be much larger. And I'm going to pick a color maybe off of that green. Will it allow me to say, okay, eyedropper, give me color from here? Yes. So it's kind of greenish, darker than what I had before. Select it, okay, and then just sort of brush along the sides with that color. But I see that I'm not on the brush. I'm actually still in the eyedropper. So bad idea, Mr. Rodriguez. Let's select that darker green again. Click OK. Make sure that I'm in the brush. And now my brush tool. Now I can have a little bit more control over this on the side, and it's kind of an ominous color here. At the same time, even though I'm going on top of some of this lettering, I can always change the opacity back to something lower so that it's still readable, and I can move the layer that I just used below the text so that it still stays legible. Okay, so I'm going to press Control 0, or actually Control plus, so I can see this a little bit better. I guess it was Control 0. And I see my whole poster here. If I were to print it out, it would look a little bit like this, or a lot like it. Make sure that you save. I'm not working on my Chromebook right now just because I have a better mic option. Hopefully you can hear me out of both speakers. by recording it on the PC. I'll upload the link to the Pixabay so that you can go and find free images for your projects, and hopefully you can get this poster done fairly quickly. It's an easy project. Let me know if you have any questions. Be safe.